See the thing is, we too fast, y'all too slow. See the thing is, y'all high school, we straight pro. See the thing is, we lit. Thing is, we hot. See the thing is, we it. Thing is, y'all not.
What up, Real?
Man, what's up, Wags, man? What it do, man?
Shit, not too much, man. 2026, man.
We here.
There's some shit going on that need to be discussed.
What the thing is?
The thing is, conversation, man, that I keep hearing about is fuck the streets. The Atlanta niggas, Georgia niggas is talking about fuck the streets now because, well, I don't say because, but it seems like it's related to the snitching allegations of all the rappers are supposedly street niggas down there. When they get caught, they telling on everybody. Ain't nobody really hold up to the street code. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, fuck the streets. Streets ain't no good. But
yeah,
you know, there's a opposing side to that. That's like, well, that's where you built your name. That's where you built your brand. That's who bought your records. That's who came to your shows.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, off of this music and off of this culture that you've been
Promoting, basically.
promoting. Man. And now you want to, after you done got fat,
Yeah.
say fuck the streets.
Now it's fuck the street.
But I can see both ways. What's your thoughts?
See, you right. I can see it's bittersweet. When people say fuck the streets, it's like, nigga, is it fuck the streets because you done came up and you considerably call yourself out the streets?
You know, something happened to you and
Yeah.
your peoples, and now, you know.
And you know, you can slice this pie a couple ways, man, because if it's fuck the streets, then basically, nigga, don't keep rapping about the streets. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm out the streets as well. But just because I'm out the streets, me saying fuck the streets, I'm saying fuck doing street activities in today's time with all this technology, cameras everywhere. It's hard to get by. You can't do back in the, you can't post up outside no more. You don't know who's watching. And there's more police ever. Snitching is at an all-time high. So when I say fuck the streets, I'm saying you can do bigger and better, but I wouldn't discredit the streets for a motherfucker to say, well, it's fuck the streets, so now it's okay if you do some snitching, if you do some flawed shit. You know what I mean? Because, like, you saying fuck the streets. Are you trying to, like, cover up?
What exactly does that mean? I guess we can start that for real, because does fuck the streets mean go ahead and tell on it on you know,
Right.
on people when you see them doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Take your neighborhoods back, stuff and all that. You know, get the drug dealers off your block, get the gang members off your block, and get your neighborhoods back safe. Okay, and you know that's not, you know, when you're a lot older and you look at things through a different lens. You know, that's really how things are supposed to be.
Right.
You know,
I agree.
you know, everybody isn't. I mean, and for those, my thing is this: for those who aren't living by those codes, for those who are just tax-paying 9 to 5 working people, you know what I'm saying? You know, them telling on someone or whatever, or you know, calling the police when they see strange activity in their neighborhood or whatever like that. You know, yeah, that is that's not snitching.
No, it's not snitching.
No, that's just being, you know, that they're not in the streets.
They're not.
But for those niggas that are in the streets and know that if you get caught doing some dirt and there's somebody else, you know, on the case with you or whatever, that or someone on the case with you or whatever, and you get caught, that telling is okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what you was facing, and you know that those were the consequences when you committed the crime. You know, don't switch up after you done got busted. I mean, I do have a problem with that.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, I mean, because to me, that's just a form of disloyalty. Not, you know, you're okay with shit when it's going your way.
Yep.
You know, but then when shit get hard,
then it's fucking.
Yeah.
That's like niggas don't pray until they in deep water, muddy waters. Now you praying. Nigga, pray when you up the same way you pray when you was down. You know, don't forget where you come from, because that's how a lot of people. I see where the confusion has came, because you got a group of people feeling like, well, y'all saying fuck the streets. That means what y'all trying to co-sign red tile. Like you said, back to the Atlanta, because I feel like 21 Savage is one of the main people advocate for After Streets movement. But I don't know, bro. Are you saying that because everybody was talking bad about Gunna? But last time I checked, Gunna's the most streamed artist of 2025, especially in Atlanta. The man that thugs calling, you know, a rat is, now y'all see he's winning. He's doing better than all of them. Selling out concerts, selling out more, and albums.
So it didn't hurt his bottom line.
It didn't hurt him.
It didn't damage his brand or anything like that. And I think if you make good enough music, the people don't really care about all of that. You know what I'm saying? They care about what's sounding good, you know what I'm saying, what's getting them moving and what they like listening to, you know. I like Gunna a lot. You know, he got a good sound.
You said it. And I agree, he got good music. I can't deny Gunna's talent.
Right. And you know, when let me see, I think it was DJ Academics said something, man, that when Gunna got out and from that YSL shit, and he got in the studio and he dropped
a classic. I'm not lying. Gunna dropped a
DJ
classic.
Academics said, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, that nigga might be a rat or whatever, man, but his news, every song on that
every
bitch,
song
when
on
he
that.
said that, man, I went ahead and listened to that bitch, man, he was right.
I gotta give it to him. Gunna,
give it to him.
Yeah. And Gunna was under pressure. He didn't fold under that pressure, y'all. He came out and made the best music. And from that album, now he even got bigger.
Yeah.
See, now I'm thinking, what? Go ahead.
You know, to call Gunna a snitch.
Right.
You know, there's still some. It's hard to, you know, it depends on. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just, you know.
He shouldn't say it. Yeah, he did agree.
He said YSL's a gang.
He said YSL's a gang. He was wrong.
And yeah, he was wrong for that. But I just don't know how much that affected the conviction. Right. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think it affected. Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, the niggas beat that shit. Everybody out.
Yeah, they beat it.
But that don't mean, I mean, you beating it and snitching. I mean, then you can snitch and the motherfucker still get off. You know, fact.
What you think about this?
What's on table you ball fade?
Ball fade. So you know what I'm thinking though? All right, with Gunna saying that and still winning, and the niggas that's so-called, you know, against Gunna, they're losing. They're not saying they still up and all that, but they're not selling. Like they're not getting played. They're not reaching the level of success that they thought, because you know what? Back to what you said. The everyday citizen is who buying your music more than the street niggas. So guess what? Now the street niggas is seeing, damn, we holding up this street code and saying this and that. But who's buying our music?
Have you really heard any of Thug's music since you?
Yeah, I heard that new album he dropped.
I have to lie.
I mean, honestly, I thought it was mid. Could have been better to me. The people that's actually buying the records are not the street niggas, bro. Let's just be honest. It is your 9 to 5 everyday regular model living citizens. You know, people that's not actually in the streets is the ones that actually buying these records. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not, they don't care about the street code. They care about the music. They're not gonna judge you off that, because the ones that's judging people, it's just a crazy thing. You gonna say that everybody's so street, but y'all don't even support y'all own street artists for real. Y'all ain't buying their shit. I be seeing people online, other artists is mad at each other, claiming they this and that. They ain't even posting each other's music. You see them have attitude. Damn, bro, you my partner, and we on the same shit. Nigga getting mad because nigga ain't even promote my new single, my video, my album. But there you go with the street niggas. Now the people that's non-street, fans, supporters, don't even know you. They gonna repost everything you drop. Video, song, album. They gonna keep you in the algorithm. They gonna keep promoting and talking about you. So them people's opinion count more than the street niggas that's saying fuck the streets.
Yeah, I mean, if you really get down to the analytics of things, who's spending the money?
Right. Street niggas ain't spending no money, man. Most money they spending is what? Going to the club, buying a section. You know what I'm saying? That's how they spending their money. Then it's fuck the streets. I kind of feel like, you know what it is? I'm thinking, dog, they want to say that so they can get that fan base back. They want everybody that's hating on Gunna want Gunna's fan base. All you street niggas saying that about Gunna, he's still winning and he's outperforming all these artists. And I feel like niggas saying fuck the streets because they want his fan base. They want that same look. And Gunna's like, nigga, I feel that way about me, now look at me. And Gunna is the main nigga that never really said fuck the streets.
No, it come from an era where that wasn't the main topic of the rap. You know what I'm saying? It was the main topic of the song. It was more so saying who had the best skills, who was the best rapper, who,
Right.
you know, whose verses was nice, so whose bars was sharper, you know what I'm saying, than it was really about, you know, they do to be on some dressing flying and getting the girls and stuff like that, but it was never really all about the the killing and the, you know, the murdering and what it is now. And music changed life around, I would say, well, of course, at the end of the 80s, you know, NWA and stuff like that. But it really started changing, I think, maybe, what do you think, the early, like, 2010s? I guess.
Yeah, I would say that.
You know.
Yeah, when them middle 2000s came and everything changed. Because like you said, man, I feel like I'm in between because like I understand where it's at now. And I'm versatile. I consider myself an artist, not a rapper. I can create all types of music, but I did come up in the era of talent. You have to actually have talent. Nowadays,
You just got that money.
you just have to have damn money. Popularity.
But you know something though? Like, if you really think about it, okay, like Master P now, okay? Master P had that bag, right?
Right.
And he turned it into, well, he didn't really have that bag. He took a $10,000 inheritance that he got and kind of flipped that CDs out the trunk, opened them up a little record store, and blew up after that, started the record label, boom, okay? But he was still a hustler. He was still out there in the streets, and he had a bag, right? It went from that, okay, because a lot of times you can't even get in the door, and he was independent, okay, and he showed you how to make your own money without a big label, okay, backing you, distribution company backing you. So in order to get the money for studio time to produce your own, at that time, then CDs, you know what I'm saying, getting them printed and all that type of stuff, and it costs some money, you know what I'm saying, promote yourself, you know, so you're not gonna do that as a young black man making minimum wage at McDonald's or wherever you work at. You know what I'm saying? Right. The only way you're gonna come up with that money is if you were hustling or your people had some money and they was putting you on, or somebody that you knew, you know, which still your peoples, you know what I'm saying, that believed in you, was investing in you, you know, that saw talent, was investing in you. Or you just got lucky and you some record label heard your CD or whatever and brought you in for You know,
Right.
yeah.
They seen
something.
Yeah.
That, I mean, how often does that happen, man? I mean, you know, you got a lot of artists out here, and if that's the only way getting in the door, you know, that's the only way to get in the door. Independent seems a lot better.
Yeah.
But you gotta have that money.
You gotta have some money.
So
True.
now what? How you get the money?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
That's yeah. It seemed like, man, back then, like you said, man, your talent was your money. You know, nowadays I think it's all about popularity again and what is the most catchiest thing, you know, like verse, like you don't have to have like no real lyrical abilities no more. I think like right now we in a time where Joe Blow can become a successful artist from his basement, living room. You know what I'm saying? He don't, you know, if all he got to do is have something to me real catchy, or if he don't got nothing catchy, he just has a big following on social media.
Yeah.
No talent or nothing. He just got a big fan base for whatever he promotes and what, you know, trendy. Like it's all about trends too. Like when you a leader, you don't follow trends, you set them. And I feel like that's the people that it takes them the longest to like actually achieve success in the music game. You know, if you follow the trend or the new challenge or whatever, which that's what puts you in the algorithm more, and that what gets you more noticed today versus somebody that's really like taking their time. Maybe the guy that's making songs every day, the man that's sitting there, it's taking him 2-3 hours to write one verse because he got so much substance and he got so much he want to say. He's putting all his thought. He's taking his time, really trying to perfect his craft. Those are the real artists that we are missing, and those are the guys, bro. I feel like they don't get the shine.
I think it's gonna get better though.
I hope it do.
I think, you know, every generation has their own style of music and their own you know, something it's just a phase. You know what I'm saying? I think that music has a phase. You know, rap's just 50-some years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is going through that phase, that violent phase right now, that because for some whatever reason, right now society, well, the young society, the young African American society, a lot of them feel like gun violence and is a way to show strength, is a way to show
good one.
you know, that they're not scared, that you know, toughness or whatever. So I guess that's important now, that you know, to express that you're not having it, you're not
Right.
you know, and to be the aggressor, to be the hunter instead of being the hunted.
That's right.
You know,
the predator, not the prey.
Exactly. So if you could almost hear any rap song today, they're gonna say something. The rapper, and sometime during the song, is gonna express, man, he got a weapon, or if you try him, this is gonna happen, or if you snatch his chain, this gonna happen. Run up on him, and this gonna happen. You know, he's gonna send a warning shot out there to all that think that this is sweet. Yeah. You know, and it's a shame that you got to do that.
You got to do that, and that's the trend right now, man. Like
that's on every song.
Yeah. Like I said, it seems like it takes away from the guy that ain't like the backpack rappers, you know, like that ain't them. But then what you do, fake it till you make it?
It's got the niggas that ain't tough, that ain't on that shit, having to act like they on that shit a little bit in their music to even, you know.
To break through.
Yeah, to break through.
It's sad. Then nowadays, you know, back then, man, we didn't even know we didn't have social media, so the people that we looked up to, let's just say back in the days, all the people that we liked, say they was faking it. We didn't know it though, because they didn't have a phone. I mean, a camera in their face. You know, they had good music, so we actually respected the craft more than actually who the person, portraying to be.
And now they just selling the image.
Now it's just about the image,
Just about the image.
Just about, hey, you rapping that gangster shit, we won't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rap it.
You can't be rapping and you ain't put no work in.
Oh, you gotta put the work in now.
You know. The streets gonna do a background check.
Sure will.
This nigga ain't nothing but the This thing ain't got no work in. And you know, now like getting a body is like a trophy.
It's a trophy, dog.
Yeah, it's like you know.
Getting the body is platinum, y'all.
Come on, man.
You get a body, you going
like
platinum.
A sign of, like you should be automatically respected because you got a body.
That's it. Which is nothing but genocide at its finest, man. That's what it is. You know, like, you go to the club now, you see these cats, we used to dance. You know, but back then you could dance and still knock a nigga out. Nigga, get y'all know how to dance. Nigga don't mean I'm soft.
Man, you know something? Can't do it now. They gonna think it's real sweet.
They gonna think you sweet. Nigga, you got to
dance and sweat and you know, all little happy shit.
Yeah. No happy feet over here, buddy. Nigga gonna come take a look at you.
That's the immediate weakness, man. That's a shame, bro.
You ever remember this, man? You remember when it's like, back then, some of the girls would be like, the nigga that can dance the best. Right. He got the best sex. They like, he know how to throw a motherfucking dick on me, girl. You see how he work and do all that.
Nigga do whatever his dance. Yeah. They gonna think you gay.
That niggas with the collision, man. Sad but true.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. What happened to movies like House Party, man? Yeah. You know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like that the music's going through a phase right now. And it's not gonna stay where it's at. It's not gonna stay where it's at.
So basically you thinking like, in order for things to it's just gotta phase out. But you saying like, well, it's gonna go through its thing.
Well, even the whole fuck the streets. I don't want that. To me, that's two ways. That's relating to music, but rapping about this shit because it's inspiring people to act out in violent ways, and it's promoting it. And some people are taking it as, instead of just being told stories about it, that it's promoting it and actually like you know, encouraging it in some type of a way. And I think it's also to people that not actually in music, but just in the streets, period. Right. You know what I'm saying? That the streets is dead, man. You know, I mean, there's no loyalty. There's a lot of backdooring going on. Bitches are setting you up. Best friends are setting you up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch out for too many things. There's too many cameras out here. There's nothing you can, you know, really, if they want you, they can get you.
Sure can.
You know, you can't, you know, all the technology, the phones and shit, they get your phone, that's your ass. You know, they got cameras, stoplights and shit, man. I mean, it's just it's too much.
Hidden cameras, these rings, all that.
Technology, man. The nigga need to come up with another hustle, man. You know, murder and drug dealing it's played out, man. You know, everything played out at some point. I mean, they used to be bootleggers. They used to be, you know, when liquor was abolished and stuff like that, man. And shit, you know, people came up with different ways of getting money. Yeah. You know.
You're right, man. And then the sad thing has always been like this, man. What we fail to realize and what we forgot. It's just art. It's just entertainment, man. It's all entertainment. Just people got so far, like, if you can create something that people like, music and harmony, it's rhythm, it's vibes. That's what it should be. You shouldn't have to, you know, now be careful what you say. I don't think you should have to basically try to overdo something that you're not. But if you storytelling, it's okay to rap about what you've seen and what you know versus what you have to do to prove to people that you're about that for them to actually buy into your story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we watch a movie, you can watch the most violent movie. John Wick, Keanu Reeves. People love that. They even use, a lot of people calling themselves John Wick. because he's slinging that iron, right? But Keanu Reeves is successful. He's not that person in real life, just entertainment. We have no problem with that.
No problem with that at all.
You know,
and music should be the same way.
Music should be the same way.
We're not asking these people to do this stuff for real.
No.
That's not shouldn't make me want to come to your concert or buy your stuff. But for some reason, the hip hop being real is the core of the culture. You know what I'm saying? No cap.
Like I know what you said. Like kind of like if you like nowadays, it's kind of like if you rap a certain way, you will be tested by somebody that you know versus somebody you don't know. Somebody want to say, man, I like him. He rap that gangster shit real good. Man, I won't see if he's about
Is
that.
he on that for real?
So then you're going to get trolled on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody going to say something, and then you got to prove a point. Yeah, so, well, maybe I got to go show my guns to let them know I'm really got guns. I might need to start a beef. I got to put my hands on somebody. And then the thing is, that camera is, soon as you go prove a point to somebody that you don't know, a troll, bro, you lost and they won. They just want to see if you're going to crash out. You done crashed out and you sitting in the joint, mad because you didn't let them trick you at your spot. Yeah. And guess what that troll gonna do, y'all? Keep trolling. Next man up.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think in 2026 that a hip-hop artist can be successful, continuous success, without talking about drugs or killing?
I think yes, because
what could they really be rapping about, though? Think about it. You can't rap around. Can you rap about politics? No. Can you?
No. I think, okay, I'll say this. Thing is, to me,
how many different stories can we tell? I mean, if you really like, okay, you're an artist. So
right.
I'm talking to an artist, okay?
Right.
How many times can you talk
about the same thing?
But if you can do it in a bad sense, it seems like you should
do it in the right sense. Right. Okay, you got 15 songs, and every song you sliding versus
every song.
15 songs, and it's all
love,
positivity. I think it should be both ways.
Kicking it with my peeps, having a good time with my family, having a good time.
Now, it might not be a bigger audience, but I do believe there's an audience for all type of music, because the way I look at music and I view it, music ain't nothing but words of mixed emotions, mixed feelings expressed in harmony. They say like having one is better than having none. One fan is better than having no fans. So I think that even music that I don't like or you don't like, there's always somebody that's going to like something that you put out,
right,
regardless of what you're rapping about. Whatever your topic is, there's always going to be somebody. But to achieve the mainstream success, we see what it is. It's not that. If you're comfortable of creating your certain core base on what you feel and what you believe that you like to stand for, versus, well, I got to do this to appeal to everybody, and I think you should follow you.
To be even go a little bit deeper, America on a whole is addicted to violence. It's the first thing we see on the news.
Sure.
And the reason why they put it at the first story be because
we already trained for
that's it. We're already trained for it, and that's what people are wanting to hear about first. Apparently, I'm sure they've done their studies and analytics and stuff like that, and
sure,
stories.
Right.
There's nowhere to put the weather, nowhere to put.
That's a good way to look at it. Right.
There's a system to it. So,
wow,
us as a country are already primed for violence.
Yes.
So, my thinking, I guess, as I'm sitting here just having these thoughts as we're talking, my thinking is, okay, as a rapper though, okay, singers, they can sing, you know what I'm saying? Right. They can, they can sing to you about making love. They can make song after song after song after song after song about a man and woman's relationship. They'll never go old. You know what I'm saying? Never go old. That's the only thing they got to talk about. They don't have to come up with any other topics. That's it.
Right.
Relationships. Okay? But as a rapper, you can't, I don't think you can just rap about relationships the whole time, can you? Can that be what we can? I mean, can that be it? Because that's what country music's talking about, or hard times. And you know, the hard times of country music just aren't really like it's like their woman leaving them and stuff like that, and their truck won't start or some shit like get a pickup. You know, it's not like you know I'm out in the hood and somebody's trying to kill me, and I'm you know.
I think like back like you genre based. It seemed like they got to stop making hip hop in one box. Like you said, all these different genres. Basically, okay, when it comes to hip hop, yeah, it's the most diverse genre there is. Because, like you said, when you hear rock, when you hear country, you kind of can predict what they're going to be talking about, promoting. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to hip hop, it's unlimited. You can rap about anything. Like for real, you don't have to just have one thing like R&B. You know, when you hear R&B, it's based around love, regardless. Hip hop is not based around just one thing.
What about rock music?
I think rock music. Well, they got what I like about rock music.
What's rock music talking about? I mean, are they
well, don't they
partying and relationships too?
Yeah, well, it seemed like don't they have like there's not just like one type of rock music, I don't think. I know they got like hard rock, soft rock. Okay, but they stick to hard rock and soft rock. I don't think people that do soft rock try to have hard rock.
Okay, like what was the Rolling Stones and shit? What was it? They was talking about relationship shit, right?
Okay.
Or partying, right? That's what I think their biggest thing is. But they're not talking about violence. They're not talking about doing violence to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we the only ones talking about that? Why did we pick that topic to be the roots of the music?
What about this? What if everybody just kept it real with themselves first instead of trying to keep it real with others? However you grew up, hip hop is the art of storytelling. Okay, MC stands for Master of Ceremonies. So therefore, I can understand if you grew up a certain type, but everybody got a story to tell, man. That's what it is. Every soldier has a story to tell.
But the story sounds better when it's from the bottom to the top.
From the bottom to the top. But if you
was already like we was doing okay, you know what I'm saying? We was everybody was straight. Yeah, maybe the story ain't as appealing.
It ain't. But guess what? You're going to be able to appeal to the people that's like that. I think everybody need to stop chasing the trend of I gotta rap about this certain content to come up a certain type of way. Man, stay in your lane. Everybody wants to be a star, dog. That's what's wrong. Everybody wants to be the star. And people don't realize. I mean, let's look at Kendrick Lamar for an example. Kendrick Lamar is one of the biggest artists today. He's from the hood. He's from Compton. But that man is one of the best. He's a genius. He's versatile. He don't just talk about the same things, and he's not following the trend. He's actually set his own trends and made people more appealing and liking his story, right? So I think that he's a great example to look at of saying, bro, you can be from here.
Drake did it.
Drake did it right.
Drake did a wonderful job.
Right. And look at Drake, the biggest artist. He's the biggest.
So why aren't they copying? You can say Drake and Kendrick Lamar is the two biggest artists in hip hop, okay? Why aren't they following that model? Which they're different models, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Kendrick's more conscious, Drake's more just,
commercial pop.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, you're in it to make dollars, you're in it to make people dance. So I don't care where they're playing your music, commercial pop, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Both good artists.
Yeah.
They're both painting pictures. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they not really trying to go outside of it as much. You know what? You remember, like, what would a soft dude do to look hard? Hang around hard dudes. You know what I'm saying? People that. So what would you do if you a Drake? You go get a feature with a street nigga. And then you get some of his fan base, and the street nigga gets some of his fan base.
Right.
That's how it should go. Instead of, because I don't like when Drake's trying to be hard. Because we know it's not really you, bro. You know, he done tried it a couple of times, but he do better when he's doing a feature with that type of caliber of artist. You know, it's basically, man, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it a collaboration. Two people from different walks of life come together and make something entertaining, you know, electrifying, man. Everybody's like, ooh, I like your take on it. I like your take on it. Just like what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wants some of Drake's fan base.
Yeah, because he got the biggest. So guess what? All you fuck the street niggas, if a nigga really was on some fuck the streets, nigga wouldn't even want to do a street nigga wouldn't want to do a song with a Drake. They wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If you so caught up in being you got to be the hardest street nigga. Average nigga right now would not turn down a Drake feature. Care what they say, how street you are, because you want that fan base, which what we were saying earlier.
Kodak didn't. I mean, people fuck with Drake. 21, people fuck with Drake.
Yeah, 21 did a whole album with him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Niggas is looking for, how can I win? So, y'all was saying fuck the streets then. Don't say it now when you feel like, well, the nigga that's really winning ain't on what we on, what we thought he was on saying for Gunna. But he's winning though. So maybe if we say fuck the streets, we can get people, you know, to buy more into us.
6ix9ine saying fuck the streets.
What's that?
6ix9ine said fuck the streets.
Ah, man. 6ix9ine a motherfucker with his shit, boy.
But you know something? He's another example.
What's your take on 6ix9ine, man? What you think about that cat, man?
You know something, man. Even though I don't agree with what he did, I don't dislike 6ix9ine as a person. I just like what he did, but the people that he did it to didn't give a fuck about him. But even with that said, you don't rat on your people.
No. But he really wasn't. Once again, he really wasn't about that. He just hung around people that was. And you know what they say: when you hang, you are who you hang around, or you try to be. So you know what I'm saying?
He wasn't with that. He wasn't on.
He wasn't
out there like that. He wasn't outside like that.
It was his, like you said, it was the image. You know, you remember back then, the street nigga wouldn't even want to rap. The street nigga thought he liked the music, but he felt like, man, I ain't doing no rappity rap, hippity hop shit. They felt like it was lame. Yeah, like that was lame. Now the street nigga wants to be the rapper,
You're right,
and the rapper wanted to be the street nigga.
That's exactly how it went.
That's some real fucking identity crisis going on. And yes, for new upcoming artists, my advice is do what you do best, which is you. Be you. Don't try to chase that trend, man. And it's already oversaturated. We don't need no more street. Yes, man. What you think about tekashi 6ix9ine, man? What's your take on this guy?
Well, he read it.
For sure.
He for sure did that, and he's, you know, he's not denying he didn't. I mean, you know,
he stood on it.
He stood
on business.
Or whatever. He stood on business. Is that the reason why he did it? You know, because how they was trying to come after his girlfriend or some shit like that, or they didn't really have his best interest in mind. I forgot exactly what it was, but they was on some foul shit themselves. But you know, I don't know if you handle that by. I don't think the way of handling getting back at them or saying fuck them is to cooperate with the feds when it's really about lightening your sentence. You know what I'm saying? You know,
and it's snitching. He looked out for himself.
He looked out for himself. Now, hey, that's easy for a nigga free to say, you know, but 6ix9ine is out now enjoying his life.
Yeah.
But he didn't stick to the code. Okay?
No.
He did not stick to the code.
Not at all.
And there's been a bunch of niggas that done followed him since then of not sticking to the code. So that's, I think, really fuck the streets started really with him. You know, because see, he was accepted back once he came back out. You know what I'm saying? Once he came back out, now he had a little, no one has done anything to him. Okay? No one has try to really harm him or anything. You know, I think there was an incident recently where his mom, they did a home invasion when he wasn't home. You know, and his mom was there, and you know, put her through a scare or whatever like that. But no one is like. This, I think maybe he was at a gym.
He was at a gym, yeah.
And somewhere,
guys rushed him.
Guys rushed him and fought him or something like that. But okay, that's with the hands. You know, you would think the penalty for snitching out here in the streets is usually death. And you know that man has been out free, running around here, not hiding or anything. You know, just dropping locations, going live, all that old type shit, and ain't nobody did nothing to him. So basically, there was not a whole lot of repercussions because he's still getting his money. When he got out, man, he did some song, I forgot what it was, and it was like the most streaming song.
Yeah, it was.
Or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he broke some record or some shit. And so everybody wanted to hear what he had to say. And he had just told on his whole crew.
Oh, yeah. And you know, when you say back to, like...
What's his name from? California nigga?
No, he's from New York.
He's New York?
Mm-hmm, he's a New York kid.
New York.
Now, on this fuck the street shit, what you think about this, man? The gangster rats. What you think about the dudes that are gangster and when they fold? What's your take on that? Like Alpo, for an example. Everybody, you know, Alpo told, but Alpo still had niggas scared of him. And they say he got killed over a female, not for telling on nobody. He didn't get killed for that.
Yeah. Well, Alpo went and did a long time. So Alpo did almost 30 years, right? So you get out after doing 25, 30 years. I mean, I ain't gonna say people forgive and forget, but people ain't as mad as they was probably 25, 30 years ago. And the people that were mad then are older now, and probably in their 50s or something like that. And they just ain't they're not killers anymore. You know, they're not at that point in their life anymore. At that chapter of their life is closed. You know what I'm saying? They ain't. And then the younger people, they wasn't around when he was out there fucking people around and embarrassing people and stuff like that.
Okay, so do you think there should be an expiration date on being in the streets?
Yeah, there really should be. Really, be honest with you, people should be in the streets any damn way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you know, man, finish school, get your job. You know what I'm saying? Start a business. Shit.
But like for the ones like that are still like, okay, like for example, the gang members. You know, like you got guys that's late 50s, 60s still gang banging. Do you think that you should still continue like even like
rep your
being in the
set,
streets?
You should be putting in work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, still. I mean, you gonna rep your set for life. You know, that's for life. Okay, but as far as putting in work, nah, you shouldn't be out here still committing crimes and anything like that. You know, you can still be affiliated, but not actively. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you should. I mean, by the time you're 40, man, 35, about 40, 35, 40, somewhere around there, man, it should be over. Probably 30, 35, probably the younger number. You know, I mean, if you make it that long anyway, I mean, you should be retired because that's like putting 20 years. If you make it at 35, that's almost like putting 20 years in, okay? Right there, if you jump off the porch when you're 15, okay? So, shit, 20 years in the streets, man, that's like 40 years on the job.
Yeah. You know what I think? It seemed like the hardest thing for brothers to get out the street is they create a lifestyle that they never had, and they trying to uphold it. So it's like, you know, you've been in the streets, man, so long. The earlier you jump off, it seems like the quicker you should be able to get out. I would think, but nowadays, man, it's like, man, brothers that jump off so early get caught up in a lifestyle that they created that they never had or they always once visioned to have. Now, you're just trying to keep up with things, you know. So about time, if you see the 100, 200,000 plus off street money, and you created a certain type of lifestyle, you got certain type of bills, you know good and well, Ford, GE, you ain't gonna be able to keep him paying bills.
Most of them ain't thinking like that, bro. I don't know if most niggas got a out date when they get in the streets. I don't think they really got a plan. They don't have a, I'm gonna do this shit for 10 years, man. If I ain't got rich in them 10 years, I'm gonna switch it up and get a job. By that time, man, even if there was a plan, man, if you make enemies of people, man, you done some shit. Sometimes you just can't get out like that. Me, I never belonged to a gang. Where I grew up at the era I grew up in, there wasn't a lot of gangs. I mean, there was not as many as there are now, not nearly as many. But I grew up in the 70s, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was 70s and the 80s. I went to middle school in 1979. But shit, probably it's the 80s you could say I grew up. But shit was a lot different there. It's a lot more violent now. Hell, rap music didn't even hardly exist when I was young. I can remember my first rap song when I was 1979, Rapper's Delight. I know I told you the story before, but shit, I wasn't nothing but like 11 years old at the time. Heard Sugar Hill Gang with Rapper's Delight, and she was a hip-hop junkie ever since. But I'm 11 at that time, you know what I'm saying? So rap was in its infancy. I mean, it had been out some years before in New York, but when it went commercial, it was 79. Shit, this beat is different, man. Niggas move different, a lot differently now. There wasn't a lot of gangs back then. I mean, they existed, but mostly they existed like in New York and California, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they weren't all over like they are now. Crips and Bloods, I ain't even learning about Crips and Bloods until I was fucking, shit. Crips and Bloods, late 80s or some shit like that when I first heard of them existing. I'm grown at that time.
Right. I mean, everybody took away. I don't think, man, to sum it up, there ain't no blueprint to this street shit, man. It just ain't, man.
No.
And whatever the rules were set, they've been broken.
Yeah. Not too many success stories, man, without going through a lot of trauma and shit before the success, like prison, death, you know what I'm saying? You might come out all right in the end if you survive all that, but shit, look what you gotta go through. It's never just smooth selling. I was a gangbanger, or I was a dope boy, and I never got locked up, I never got robbed, there was no consequences.
Right.
Please look out there. You ain't never go hear that story. Even though, man, that we know, because people tell you, the streets don't send you nowhere but prison or the graveyard, you know what I'm saying? We've heard that and we've seen it with our own eyes, but still, niggas get out there in a minute and think they can beat the odds, Okay, well, 85% of them end up dead on the radio. I'm trying to be that 15% that don't.
Yeah.
That type shit.
I was always told the streets, the dope game is a robbery. Get in and get out. Like a bank robbery. Get in and get out. Stack your money. Have a plan. Do something with it. As soon as you make it, invest it into something. Not invest it into a lifestyle that you got to continue to portray an image.
But you know what kept me out the streets when I was younger though, man? Was sports, bro. I played sports, man, all the way till I was a junior in high school. So up until about the age of 15, 16, I was so locked into sports that shit, I wasn't thinking about the streets, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you, man, as soon as my little sports thing came to an end, man, my grades started slipping, man. And my people's, man, pops told me, man, I wasn't gonna be able to play, man, unless I had this certain point grade average, man. My grades were slipping. And it wasn't because of basketball, it was just because I was on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? Start feeling myself or whatever. But so made me quit the team. And after that, that's when the streets came into because I didn't have anything to occupy my time anymore like that, I remember the turning point. That was the turning point. Plus, I watched that movie Scarface. Hey man, when I saw Scarface, bro, fuck you, I'm getting shot up on the balcony, nigga.
Yeah.
I saw son and this whole crew.
Scarface influenced a lot of niggas.
Man, he was on some gangster shit. A nigga almost didn't seem too bad. I went out like that, dude, so be it. I balled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how some people really think, though, man. You know,
True.
might not be here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
What you said.
I'm trying to let it be 100, though. I'm kind of a safe ass nigga. I'm safe. I'm a safe, risky nigga.
A safe, risky nigga.
A safe, risky nigga.
Man, what's a safe, risky nigga, man?
Man, a nigga that will take risk safely. You know, I mean, no risk, no reward, man. You know, low risk, low reward. That's an investing in everything in life. You know, you know, and you don't get rich without swinging for the fences, man.
You know, life itself is a risk. It's risky. Just living, walking to the store, man, is a risk nowadays. You know, and we can't control. They always say you can't control nobody but you. It's your reaction. It's how you react to things. You never know what's on a person's mind. Like the rapper Scarface said, y'all, gangsters don't live that long.
Yeah. Gangsters don't live that long. I mean, and we still do it though.
Mm-hmm. Because man, we took too much time investing into these things that was wrong and trying to make it right. We try to. It's the lure, you know, the look, you know. You can get things fast and quick, you know.
There was a time, man, where I would argue a man up and down if he was to say the system's rigged against us, and the reason why we're in the position we're in, and why we have all the violence in our neighborhoods, and why we are predators of each other, is because of the system and how they house us together, just the whole dynamics to being in the hood, okay? And I would argue the fact that we all have choices at the end of the day, and even if we weren't aware of those choices growing up, or all we saw was this, and that, at some point or another, during school, during watching TV, you're going to see another side of life.
Right.
All right. Now, whether you're able to get around someone consistently that can show you that other side, I get it. That could be tough. You know what I'm saying? But when you have generations and generations of people that have lived on food stamps, AFDC, what name is food stamps, Section 8, and whatever other programs there are out here that the state offers, generation after generation, you know, you got to question how bad you want to get out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, the system can be rigged against you, but when I say rigged against you, meaning that when you're in a position like that and you're poor and you're just fighting for just to survive, it's hard to plan a future when you can't really see past this month's bills. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to plan a future, you know, that almost seems like, you know, what the hell, you know, but I know everybody's not equipped with the same amount of strength and the same amount of determination and stuff like that. But I mean, my DNA, that's when I'm gonna shine the hardest, man, when things is tough.
Yeah, back against I mean, just being a black man, I mean, that's what we know is struggle. Struggle built our characters. You know, our ancestors. That's all we did was struggle. So we used to struggling, but it's about actually coming up through the struggle. You know,
they just take enough time, man, to just go to a job, bro. and just do what you got to do at that job and make them people like you.
To get
and
by.
even if to get by, and even if that ain't the job that you want, you do it until you can find the job that you want and use them as a reference to keep on climbing up, man. I know this sounds easy, but you don't all do it. But the only other choice is to stay in that same cycle or get in them streets. And what did we say? Prison, graveyards, death, destruction. Nothing good comes from that shit.
Yeah. A lot of years of heartache and heartbreak. We spend a lot of time in these streets, and when that same energy can be used to something better. And that's the main thing we want to explain to y'all out there, man. You know, like, you're going to do what you want to do, but always have a plan, man. Plan of action. You know,
think and don't be following people and shit,
yes,
man. Think about, think the whole movie through. You know, the beginning, the end. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yes, because what the next man do, it's mostly a facade, y'all. I promise you. What it look like, it don't really be that. Once you get in there and you see what's going on, it's not really what it.
Plus, when a nigga
Aim
get
to be.
jammed up, 9 times out of 10, if you ain't do the crime by yourself and you got a co-defendant,
Yeah,
somebody's talking.
Mm-hmm. And you build up everything, and you know what? Easy come, easy go. And with that being said, I'm Brill.
And I'm Wax.
And this is the Thing Is Podcast.